Hey guys, Sableye here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to jump into things pretty high laddered, obviously a little early in the season, but you know what, if we can hit number one, we'll hit number one. But we've got a cool Zacian Ogre team that I've been working on for the last little bit. Figured I'd feature it. And you know what, it did well last night on stream, so you know what, I figured I'd show it off to the YouTube community here and see how the thing goes. But guys, unfortunately I'm not going to be releasing this team. However, if you do want to see some gameplay, feel free to stick around. Can we get an opponent? I want an opponent. They're all scared. They're all scared. By the way, guys, Dragapult is an absolute beast. Other suggestions for this team, you could obviously go Grimmsnarl. This is very similar to the Joe team as well that recently won VR. But Zacian Kyogre right now is just probably one of the most consistent pieces in the format. Just one of the it's a solid core. Not a whole lot that really break through it immediately. We're gonna get rank 405 here, so decently rated. But once again, Zacian Ogre mirrors. This gets annoying. Zapdos is Flames here though. See, part of me wants to go Dragapult. The problem is I can't do that because they have the Tailwind. And because they have Tailwind and I don't, that's where this becomes problematic. Right? So I need to kind of play this a little bit slower. Leading Kyogre actually isn't the dumbest thing in the world. Because I can lead Kyogre. There shouldn't be leading Zacian into Incineroar and a Dragapult that more than likely wants to burn them and a potential Zapdos. I'm assuming we're going to see a Kyogre from their end. Now I could get greedy and go something like Kyogre Incin. The problem there is if they do lead, I guess do I go Kyogre Zacian? No, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. I think I'm going to go Kyogre Rillaboom just because I want to show that I have the Rillaboom. I still want Incin in the back and I want Zacian, but how do I not bring Zapdos to this as a maxer? So like right now the way I have this laid up is I have this lined up to a spot where, hey, I've committed to maxing this Kyogre, which is very scary. But I also think Aleki kind of goes crazy into me if I don't max Kyogre, so we're going to go for this. I have a tough time believing we're going to run into too many issues here. I also have Fake Out pressure immediately, so I don't have to worry about potentially getting put to sleep either. I think we should be able to tank this, but let's see. Like, this is why Grimmsnarl is nice generally, because you can actually just go Grimmsnarl. You can go Screens if you want to. You can go Thunder Wave if you want to. Grimmsnarl on this team makes a lot of sense. I just find the Zacian matchup is a lot better when you have Dragapult. Same with the Thunders matchup as well, because you can just burn it and you're just chilling. This gets confusing. I don't want to say confusing. Confusing is the wrong word here. See, I want to I'm giving this Venusaur grassy terrain as well, which is just yikes. But okay, leading Rillaboom, bad idea. Don't lead Rillaboom into this. I didn't actually think they'd lead Venusaur though. Like, what if I just led Venusaur? Like, what if I led Fake Out plus Zacian? What was their game plan? Anyways, besides the point, let's see how we want to do this. See, I'm AV Kyogre, so if I Dynamax, I'm tanking. Right? I just don't know if I necessarily want to Dynamax this early. Right? When I have a switch in with Incineroar over here. Are they going to be oozed though? Like, if they just ooze my Rillaboom, it's also very concerning. I'm going to U-turn to Torn to break a potential Sash here. I think we're probably going to see some sort of Tailwind and probably a Dynamax. Maybe Protect on Torn if they don't want to get faked out here, but this is okay, because if they're maxing Venusaur right now, they're not maxing the Ogre, which I think is okay, because as long as I'm not losing Rillaboom, we're good. However, if they do just decide to say, hey, I'm going to Hurricane and max ooze this Rillaboom, I'm in a lot of trouble. But I think right now, Tailwind on their end is more important for them. Just because they don't have Sun. Venusaur outside of Sun needs Tailwind, I think. It needs that Tailwind support. So let's see. I doubt we see a Max Guard. Hopefully we just see a Vine Lash. That's okay. Not what I would have loved to see. I would have rather U-turned off this Venusaur now, but it's okay. Vine Lash comes out, going to connect into my Incineroar, and Incin will take that fairly well. Not like the best, not the best move to tank in the world, but I will tank it. Are we seeing a Life Orb? No. Okay. I don't mind this. I still have Fake Out pressure onto this Torn, which I'm going to go for anyways. I let Incineroar go down. I am Shookberry if they try to go for something like a Quake. And I'm going to U-turn off the Venusaur. Seeing no Life Orb, Rillaboom should be able to survive a Max Ooze. So we get the Fake Out into Torn just to stop that for a second. And I go for a nice little U-turn. Losing Incin is concerning, but if I can pivot to a spot where I actually win this endgame with just Zacian being on the field, we're good. I guess if it has Weather Ball, I lose Incin. But I think that's the only way I lose Incin. But like, that also forces them to, you know, not target the Rillaboom. And like Rillaboom deals with the Kyogre, Max Kyogre can deal with the Zacian. We should be okay to win this. as long as I'm preserving pieces here. Torn's gonna go for a double protect, actually, which I think is probably just the wrong play. But I mean, I guess it's fair, right? Because like, and Venusaur is gonna go for that Max Quake, and is a very good reason why I have Shuka Berry. I should be able to tank this, given the fact that they are not Life Orb. I might lose to the Vine. Like, I might go down to the Vine. Nope, definitely not gonna go down to the Vine. Thank you, Incineroar, for being good. Okay. Yeah, they get a special defense boost. I don't care. I break a potential Sash now, and I get Venusaur. Not Venusaur. I get my Zacian on the field to pressure this Venusaur. Basically say, you better be going for a Tailwind here. Now, I could go straight into Kyogre. I think Zacian's better. Zacian kind of forces them to Max Quake the Zacian slot. Now, we see it's not Life Orb, so Zacian will survive that. And that's a free kill. And I'm going to take that every day of the week. And I'm probably just going to Parting Shot off of this point. I still don't think I'm dying. I know I take a little bit of Vine Lash there, but I think with the grassy terrain, I should not be dying to a Max Quake from a non-boosting item Venusaur, right? So, Incineroar's okay here. I'm assuming we're going to see a Tailwind. We haven't seen them set up a Tailwind yet, but we have to see it at some point. I'm going to Parting Shot. I want to keep my Incineroar around if they're going to allow me to, and I'm going to Behemoth Blade into Venusaur. They could protect Venusaur and just kill the Incineroar here, which is fine, but then they're not getting Tailwind up, so I don't think it helps them. They should Tailwind and Max Quake right here. They don't have a Sun switch, and if they have an Intimidate switch in, which I don't remember if they did or not, I probably should have checked that, but that would be their best play if they did. Nope, there's the Tailwind, and like I said, you're going to see a Max Quake. Seeing no Life Orb, I should be able to tank this with Zacian, which is kind of crazy. There's the Max Quake. Who are you hitting? You got to hit the Zacian, right? Yep. Zacian, like I said, will be able to tank that. I'm not going to die to the Vines either at this point. We're going to get Instant off the field. We're going to kill the Venusaur. Rillaboom comes back on the field for some fake out pressure. And we're actually in a pretty decent spot right now. Not a good spot. Don't get me wrong. We're not in a good spot, but it's pretty decent for the fact that they maxed early. And we had a rough lead. But hindering the Torn right now. Do I go back into Rillaboom? I think so, right? Because I want as much health on Kyogre in this endgame as I can possibly have. So we're going to go for that. We get you out of the field. Rillaboom also doesn't take the chip damage here from the Vines, which I think is very, very good. Rillaboom coming on in. I fake out the Torn, I think, and I hard switch into Incineroar. Do I, though? Because Zacian lives this. Yep. I have to get Zacian off the field because I need to keep this piece alive for a future turn. The thing is, now they're going to bring in Zacian, which is fine because I'm getting the Intimidate. However, how do I want to play this? No, actually go Kyogre. So that's got to be a bait, right? Surely they're baiting me here. Right? Although Torn is at -1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Grassy Glide this slot anyways. Because if they just give it up, I believe there's still 2 turns left to grass. Yeah. Right? What is there? 3 more turns to talent. But if they just give me the Kyogre here, and I'm going to switch out, I'm going to save the instant, I'm going to allow Kyogre to eat this chip damage here, because it won't be a lot. This isn't going to be a lot of chip damage because my Aviogre is going to tank anything that they can go for. If anything, their Kyogre is switching out into Zacian here as a bait. But Kyogre is going to protect. That's fine. And Hurricane Rillaboom's not going to appreciate that. But, like, if they Hurricane Rillaboom, I don't care. Icy Wind doesn't bother me. I'm already slower. You know what I mean? I'm already slower. Congratulations on going for this play. And now I get a Grassy Glide Max Geyser into this Kyogre. And there's nothing they can do to stop that. They want to pivot in Zacian. Zacian's going to go down to the Max Geyser and the combination. But if they want to leave in Kyogre, Kyogre goes down. Torn then goes down to the Max Geyser, and I'm in a fine position there too. So the Icy Wind doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The only way the Icy Wind makes sense is if they actually don't have... Yeah, the only way that Icy Wind makes sense is if they don't have Hurricane. Unless they're trying to chip me down, so now I'm in Hurricane range. But we'll see. Like I said, I think this is a fairly safe play. There's not a whole lot they can really do here. Unless they're like Rindo Berry Kyogre. And if they're just Rindo Berry Kyogre, we cry. But if they're Rindo Berry Kyogre, we cry here. But we're going to not let it happen, you know? Yeah. like I said, they have to. It's going to be the Zacian in the back, and the Zacian's going to go down. This is why you double that slot. I could have preserved Rillaboom a whole lot better, but it doesn't really matter. As long as I don't lose Rillaboom here, I pivot it out next turn, and I have the endgame versus Ogre anyways. Big Kyogre. Like I said, Big Kyogre was going to carry us. And that's why I didn't want to take too much damage on it early. I could have maxed it in front of the Venusaur. I wouldn't have died. But I don't think that was the optimal play there. Right, this team right now is a lot of, like, normally with hyper offensive Kyogre teams like theirs with the Tailwind and such, you tend to be a little bit more aggressive. Right, and on this team I think it's more important to be actually play a little bit more position based. So there's a correct Hurricane right there. I think regardless we're winning this. Okay, we didn't die. That's good. Parting Shot is a good move. Max, guys, are gonna get this Zacian out of here. That was not a safe switch in, sir. And this game's all but over now. Rillaboom will pivot out. I no longer need Incineroar, so we sack that. And I kill the Tailwind user with Max. Guys, the rain stopping is a little unfortunate, but, like, do I really care? I'm pretty sure that's a big no. Rillaboom's getting some health back here. Gonna pivot on out. I'm pretty sure Geyser will still kill this Thundy, but the Torn, but I can always Hailstorm as well. Wait, we're getting the rain back. What am I saying? They're gonna set the rain back on the field for me. My guy's a homie. Yeah, so at this point, their best play is to protect Torn, but all I have to do is preserve Rillaboom at this point and target down to Torn, and Rillaboom beats the Kyogre in the endgame. So everything's at no health, but it's fine. Max Geyser is gonna go into Torn. Should pick up the knockout unless they protect. But even if they do protect and just kill the instant, I then bring in Zacian. All I have to do is kill Torn. The moment Torn goes down, Rillaboom beats the Kyogre in the endgame. There's no way it doesn't work like that. As long as I kill the Torn, we're winning this game. Now maybe they won't protect. I can lose this game still if they go for Hurricane Confusions into Kyogre. But they're going to go Icy Wind instead, which I don't get. Right? Like, they have to realize that Rillaboom was coming off the field there. But it's okay. We're going to take that W. I mean, I'm going to take the donation from their end. And Water Spell can come out. I don't really care about my instant. Max Geyser's going to go out. Should just drop this Torn. And honestly, I don't even need to go back into Rillaboom at this point. I can probably just go Zacian, Protect, and Max Lightning. If I really wanted to. But Rillaboom's going to wrap this one up a little bit. Now I have to go Zacian. Never mind. I didn't think there was any chance that thing was going to live. We go Zacian here. It's still fine. It's still perfectly fine. Because like I said, we still just win this game with a Rillaboom. You know? We still win this game with Rillaboom. It doesn't really matter. That's from the Quake boosts. I completely forgot they had those. That's on me. At this point, we're outside of Tailwind, right? So I go for the Behemoth. All Sacred, Sacred Sword's fine. Sacred Sword into Kyogre here is fine. I don't see a real reason not to go for that. And I just Geyser into you. You're not killing everything here. You can protect Torn all you want. I think you have to try and Tailwind. I still have a Kyogre killer in the back, so. Like, this is still perfectly fine. You know what I mean? There's no world in which this becomes bad. I guess the other thing is I could actually double the Kyogre here because at this point Torn goes down to the Grassy Glide too. But there's the Tailwind from Torn. Torn's going to go down now because Kyogre is definitely not killing my Kyogre. Just another Water Spout, that's fine. A little bit longer than I would have liked to get to the end game. Yo, that crit mattered, guys, right? Did that crit matter? On my 16 HP Kyogre, on my 16 HP Zacian? I don't think it mattered. Anyways, Max Geyser is going to come out, going to take out this Torn, and Rillaboom just walks in and says hi. Like, as long as I was smart with that endgame, and that's what I was saying for like 3 turns now. Like, as long as I was smart with the Rillaboom endgame here, it shreds the Kyogre. There's nothing they can do. There is legitimately nothing. They can protect. You can't get a... I mean, if they get 5 straight protects, I mean, maybe they have something going. But even if they get that, my Kyogre probably gets back to full HP. We force them to Ice Beam the Rillaboom, and we just click Thunder a couple times. Like, even if they get 5 protects, I still think we win this game. And this win will put us back hopefully in the top 10. Because we should gain a fair amount of points from this. But we'll see. Not too worried about rating anyways. I'm just here for good battles. Anyways, Grassy Glide is here. Gonna go into that Kyogre and just wrap this game up. Okay, beautiful. That did not matter, guys. That did not matter. Unless they stole my, unless they took the Kyogre spread I used in the last video. Because that thing actually probably would have lived that. But I can't see that crit mattering. Even if they live the crit. Let's just say that I don't crit, they live on like 2. They're not killing both. They have to kill Rillaboom, and then Kyogre hits Thunder. Like, that point, the game was over. And we shall keep going, probably one more. These games are probably going to get a little bit methodical. Yo, we jump right back into 5th? Okay. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that jump. It's not a bad jump. Alright, let's see who we can get. But jumping back up into 5th is really solid right there. I'd like to feature Pult or Zapdos in this next battle, but actually I should probably change the music to random for you guys, just so we don't end up on the same thing. I don't know why it wasn't on random. Where's random? There it is. I was literally one to the side of random. I went the entire wrong direction, which I think is kind of funny, but it looks like no one really wants to play against us, which, I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I mean, I don't know how many people actually play at this time, but I'd like an opponent. Can we get an opponent? Oh, I just want to see what another win will do. Okay. Who we got? Number 99, Ariana VGC. Here we go. I wonder if this is Banded Landorus, guys. I wonder if this is Banded Landorus. Anyways, for those of you who do not know, this team is actually Banded Landorus. It is Banded Landorus beside 5 things that cannot be hit by Self-Earthquake. So, yeah, this is a team that I think, did I feature this? No, I featured this on Twitch. I used this on stream. That's when I used it. Never brought it onto the YouTube. But, yeah, it's an actually really cool team. Kyogre can end this game for me, like win this end game for me. It's a little bit scary depending on how they lead. But I am going to go Dragon Pult Zacian. I think it puts on so much pressure. They kind of have to lead, what's this mon's name? Landorus. They kind of have to lead that. But then Kyogre in the back. And I think I want Instant because it's mono water move. Mono Ghost. There we go. Mono Ghost move Giratina. So Incineroar is actually pretty decent here. We can live a Max Quake with it as well. So it works out here. The biggest concern, I guess a Dialga lead could be concerning. But ideally we see something that we can kind of just start going Airstream Behemoth Blading and start ripping through. I guess Thundy Dialga is probably the biggest concern. We know it's Assault Vest Thunderous and offensive, so I don't have to worry about it being Prankster. Zapdos would have been an interesting lead here, but I don't want to lead Zapdos into something like this because they have the opportunity to just start killing Zapdos off. Like, Zapdos isn't a threat if they lead Landorus, right? So I need to have something that is a threat. What are we going to see here? Tornalga, that's okay by me. I don't mind seeing this because right now I'm saying they basically have to Tailwind. Right? You have to click Tailwind here. And I think I'm just gonna, the question becomes, how do I capitalize off of this? The question, literally the only question is, do they expect me to switch out Zacian? Because if they expect the Zacian switch out, they actually capitalize by going for a Wormwind. But I think I'm okay just going for a nice little Dragon Dart here. Like, nothing too crazy, just get some chip damage out. See, I don't want to protect, because, like, if they Wormwind, I'm in trouble. But I can't risk the Zacian here, so I have to switch. I could protect. Also, this Torn is only Icy Wind. I'm going to protect. I think I don't have a lot of great switch-ins to something that Dialga could go for in the Zacian right here. So I think covering that option with a Protect right now is perfectly fair. And if they Tailwind, they're not killing Dragon Pult this turn anyway, so I don't overly mind this. So once again, gonna play the game of trying to stall out their Dynamax. But this is actually very scary still. Once again, it might actually be Max Kyogre endgame. Gonna be completely honest. Max Kyogre endgame also looking pretty good. Like I said, there is the Tailwind. They had no choice. They have to go for it. Do we see the Wormwind? Should I have stayed in an attack? I could have had that call too. I could have had that call. That one bothers me, guys. I'm gonna be honest. But it's okay. It's okay. That's just the ambiguity of that first turn, which is fine. I can just pivot into instant later. Like, I don't overly care all that much. It's a little concerning, I'm going to be honest, but some good chip damage into that Torn, too. Alright. Now, how do I win this? Okay, so they're going to Icy Wind. That's the only move they have. Do I want to keep Dragapult alive? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. So we go instant over here. I go Kyogre over here because it'll eat the Icy Wind, no problem. And we go instant over here for the double pivot. I guarantee you I have to keep this Zacian alive. I should not have protected. Imagine if I would have just chipped the Dialga a little bit. Because I wasn't going to kill Torn. Because killing Torn is exactly what they want me to do there. Right? So they have Tailwind pressure with Landorus. Right now the game plan is stall out Tailwind to a spot where I can kill Landorus. It's a scary matchup though. Like, I have to get calls right. Should be Max Quake into instant. If it's a Steel Spike, it's even better. A Steel Spike would be even better, but we're going to see Icy Wind for sure. There's no reason why we wouldn't see the Icy Wind here. Their only attacking move, they figured they can tip off Dragapult with it. They're going to do next to no damage on both of us, which is fine. Steel Spike would be great. Probably going to see a Max Quake into this Shuka Berry though, which is okay. Yep. Just another reason Shuka Berry instant on this team is so good. Because, like, sometimes you need to just preserve Zacian, you know? And, like, without sacking a piece. And this does exactly that. The Quake boost there is a little bit scary. I don't really want to lose Incineroar. I think having instant to intimidate the Giratina is really, really nice. But I am going to max this Kyogre right now. We're going to max Geyser. We're going to go into the Torn. And I'm going to pivot out and I'm going to sack the Dragapult. Probably get Icy Winded, probably get tipped down a little bit, but I'm not overly concerned. I'm in the process of being able to stall out their Tailwind. And once I stall out their Tailwind, I'm pretty sure Zacian wins this game beside Kyogre. This game should still be over. I know I'm slowed down with Kyogre, but I'm already slower. You know what I mean? Like, Kyogre's already slower. I do not care that you slowed me down. Their best course of action would be to click Leer here. They're actually going to hard switch. Is that Giratina? Okay, that's a good switch. Keeping their Torn, keeping their Tailwind. I like that. I respect that. And I'm going to sack Dragapult. Do they kill instant? It becomes the question. Because, like, this Giratina is concerning here. Because it can also Shadow Force and disappear. So I have to be careful on how I want to play this. Wish I would have Hailstorm, though. Could you imagine if I would have clicked Hailstorm? I guess there's a chance Dragapult makes it through this turn. If they target the Kyogre. Which I can't see happening, but you never know. Yeah, no, there goes Dragapult. Unfortunate. Okay. So we get a Max Geyser. They're obviously not going to do all that much damage to Giratina now that it's got the Quake boost, which is fair. I believe there is one more turn left of Tailwind, but I'll take a gander, make sure it doesn't go away. Because if it goes away, Zacian's the switch in. Still doing some good damage there. Hailstorm's probably going to come out from me anyways, but let's see what we got. Yeah, so one more turn of Tailwind. See, if I go Zacian right now, it doesn't actually work for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go instant. I'm going to... I literally have to make the call as if they're going to Shadow Force or not. I think we should be seeing Earth Power from Dialga into this Incineroar, so I want to fake it out. And I think the question is, are they going to Shadow Force or not? Because if they Shadow Force, chipping Dialga down is better for me. But I guess I have no harm and foul in trying to get the Hailstorm off. Right? There's no damage in me attempting that move. Right? Because, like, chipping the Dialga doesn't really help me. It's in Sacred Sword range anyways. Get the free Fake Out chip. You should Shadow Force to disappear into the void. Nope, just a Poltergeist. That's okay. I'm going to be attacked by my own Assault Vest. That's perfectly fine. I'm not really too concerned about that. Going to get the big max Hailstorm chip damage here. Now, the Quake Boost is going to keep this thing alive very easily. Because at the end of the day, it is still a Giratina. And I've got to be careful now. I have to be very careful because Bandurus is setting up to win this game. They're setting Bandurus up to win this game, and I respect that play a lot. They're going to probably double Kyogre here. Or Earth Power Instant. They could still try to kill Instant. I think that's okay. I'm going to max Geyser. I think it'll be enough to kill this Giratina from here. And pivot on out into Zacian. Zacian can eat the Earth Power for the turn. There's no Tailwind right now. I need to preserve Intimidate. I need to preserve Fake Out Pressure for this Landorus that's in the back. That we very well know is in the back beside this Torn. So they did a very good job right here of preserving the Landorus. Earth Power from Dialga, that's fine. Like I said, I'll take that. Not well, but I'll take it. They get chipped down. That's okay. What are we going to see? Poltergeist again into Kyogre. Oh, that's a great play. That's a great play. That's a nice play. I like that play. I guess that covers everything, right? Because if I leave, yeah. That's just a good play. Nothing I can do there, I don't think. I think I was pinned early by not getting rid of that Torn. Like that turn 1. I lost on the turn 1 because I called the fact that they were going to target Dragapult, and I just didn't commit to it. So, it happens. We'll get our number 1 eventually, but unfortunately I don't think it'll be today. Not in today's video, that's for sure. But I still think this is a solid match to showcase. Incinerar's coming in. I mean, it's not over because I do have Fake Out. We know the Torn has Protect. Torn comes in first, guaranteed. Yep. And they're going to have Leer, right? So I have to make sure I'm not killing. The question is, how good is Kyogre? So I'm going to call the Torn's Protect. I'm going to go for O-Pulse to get some chip damage, and I'm just going to Fake Out this Dialga. Because they need to get Tailwind up here. Well, they don't need to, I guess. I guess I could just attack the Torn here, but... You know it's Landorus in the back. Unless it's not. But it has to be. It has to be Landorus in the back at this point. Yep, we're going to see Torn. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw a double Protect. But I actually don't think Dialga can Protect. So... Fake Out right there for a little bit of chip. Origin Pulse for a little bit more chip coming out. So now they don't have... That miss kind of hurts. I'm going to be honest. Because like any chip damage into Dialga is good chip damage into Dialga. But O-Pulse coming out, I think we lose now anyways. And Darkest Lariat because I have to try and hit it. They didn't need the Tailwind. I don't agree with that. I think Icy Wind is the better play there. To get extra chip onto Kyogre. But it literally doesn't matter. Earth Power going out into Kyogre. I respect it, but yeah, Bandurst is going to kill that, right? Bandurst is going to kill that. O-Pulse does double connect. We should take down Dialga here. And this Torn. We're going to take them both down, but... actually, Dialga might survive. Dialga might survive because we missed the Origin Pulse the last turn, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, either way, I'm pretty sure Bandit EQ is doing over 50% to Kyogre. If I live this Earthquake, I'm going to scream. If I live this Earthquake, I am going to scream. Yep, there's the Landorus. Now, the question is, if I do live the Earthquake, I can't see it. Banded Landorus should be doing 50% to Ogre. Right? Like, it should just be doing 50% to Ogre. Like, I can't see me living this, but you never know, right? Like, it just sucks that if we had this single target on Landorus right now, there was a chance. But let's see. If Kyogre lives, we can blame the Origin Pulse miss. But let's find out. Yeah, I didn't think so. That is Banded Landorus, but just well played from Ariana's end for sure. Nothing I could have done there. They just preserved their piece well. I mean, I could have Hailstormed the Torn switch in to catch the Giratina switch in. I had I had opportunities to take that for sure, but definitely a solid game. Definitely a solid game. I want to see how far down we drop real quick, guys. But other than that, this will do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Probably still top 10, I would imagine. We just lost to the 99th person, so I can't see us losing too many points. I can't see us losing too many points. 17th, never mind, we lost all kinds. It's okay though. But guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you do enjoy this content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more. And with that, guys, I'm going to stop rambling, and I will catch you guys in a future video.